Quadrilateral. There are some special quadrilaterals, and the first quadrilateral we did was parallelogram. Now parallelogram, then after parallelogram comes the first parallelogram, which is rectangle. Then after rectangle, the next parallelogram is a square. So all these are special quadrilaterals whose properties I will explain now. Okay, after that, rhombus. So these are some of the main. After that, we have to understand what are their properties and what is the use of the property. So first is a parallelogram. Now all of you know that a parallelogram. So what are the properties of parallelogram which you know? Those properties are in detail. The first property of parallelogram is you must know what is a parallelogram. It is a quadrilateral which has opposite sides parallel. But there are some properties of parallelogram which are important. So if I call ABCD as a quadrilateral, then its first property, it has opposite sides are equal and parallel. A parallelogram is a quadrilateral whose opposite sides are equal and they are parallel. It has one pair of opposite sides equal. So in this figure, what are the opposite sides which are equal and parallel? So I am writing based on this figure. So in this figure, the opposite sides are AB is equal to BC, and write the next side which is equal. Which side is equal to which side? So side AB is equal to DC, side BC is equal to, type below this video, what is the side equal. Now these are the sides equal and they are parallel also. So AB is parallel to DC and AD is parallel to DC. These are the sides which are equal and parallel. Now these are the properties which you have studied earlier, but there is another important property which is there. A parallelogram has opposite angles equal. A parallelogram has its opposite angles equal. Opposite angles mean this angle, angle A is equal to angle C, and angle D is equal to angle B. So these are the two angles. So I have marked the two angles with the same color. The pink angles are equal. So you have to remember this, that it has got angle A is equal to angle C and angle B is equal to angle B. This is the next property of angle property of parallelogram. First was the side equal and the side parallel property, and now it is angle equal property. So opposite angles are equal. Angle A is equal to angle C, angle B is equal to angle D. They are equal. Then in a parallelogram, another important property is there, which is the diagonal. Now, if I connect A, if I connect AC, this is a diagonal. So the next property of parallelogram is third property. Its diagonals bisect each other. Diagonals of a parallelogram bisect each other. Diagonals of a parallelogram bisect each other means diagonal AC and BD bisect each other means cut each other into two equal parts, and they will cut at a point which is P. This is the point. So that means this length AP is equal to PC and BP is equal to DP. Diagonals bisect each other means AC and BD bisect. They bisect each other. This is a property which is very important. Diagonals of a parallelogram bisect each other means AC and BD cut each other into two equal parts. So which means who will be equal? Let's name. So who will be equal? AP and PC. So AP will be equal to PC and PB will be equal to BP. AP will be equal to PC and PB will be equal to DP. These are equal. So first is the side property. Opposite sides are equal, which already everyone knows. They are equal. So AB is equal to DC in this figure. If you see in this figure, opposite sides are AB is equal to DC and BC is equal to AD. See this part very carefully. And then the next part is AB is parallel to DC and AD is parallel to. So this side is parallel. AB is parallel to this and this is also parallel. So these are the opposite sides which are parallel. Second property is opposite. You can see this recording again, you will understand. It has opposite angles equal. Opposite angle means angle A is equal to angle C and angle B is equal to angle D. The two angles will be equal. Angle A is equal to angle C and angle B is equal to angle D. They are equal. Then next property is diagonals bisect each other. Diagonals bisect each other means AP is equal to PC and BP is equal to DP. AP AP is equal to PC and BP is equal to DP. They are equal. This is the property of parallelogram. Then the next property is of a parallelogram. After parallelogram comes a rectangle. So what is a rectangle? So we will say rectangle is a parallelogram. Now what is, so it is actually that the first quadrilateral is a parallelogram. Parallelogram then converts into a rectangle. So rectangle is a parallelogram, but it has some property. So if all of you are familiar with a rectangle, so if A, B, C, D is a parallelogram, is a rectangle, what is the property of rectangle? It has got the first property, its opposite sides are equal. Why? Because in a parallelogram, when you say parallelogram has opposite sides and parallel, and when you say that rectangle is a parallelogram, so all the properties of parallelogram are also rectangle. So in a rectangle also opposite sides will be equal and they will be equal and they will be parallel. So opposite sides equal and parallel means who will be equal? Will be equal to BC, and AD will be equal to BC. So this will be equal because it is a parallelogram. So properties of parallelogram will be property of rectangle also. So AB is equal to BC and AD will be equal to BC. Also, what is the other part? Parallel. Now who is parallel? This side is parallel to this side and this side is parallel to this side. So AD is parallel to BC and AB is parallel to BC. This is the property of a rectangle. Rectangle has opposite sides equal and parallel. So the sides equal are AB and BC, AD and BC, and AD is parallel to BC. So this is for equal and this is for parallel. Then the next property of rectangle is how is it different from a rectangle, from a parallelogram. In a parallelogram, just now we studied that a parallelogram is rectangle is a parallelogram. So when I say rectangle is a parallelogram, which means its properties are same as the parallelogram. When I say rectangle is a parallelogram, and all the properties which I have told just now, they are also applying in the parallelogram. So you see the property of parallelogram and same properties are there in a rectangle also. Now next, how is a rectangle different from a parallelogram? So now the next property of rectangle. Each angle is a right angle. Each angle of a rectangle is 90. Very important. You might be knowing it, but this is a property. Every rectangle has all the angles equal, which is 90 degrees. Next, third important property of a rectangle. Its diagonals are equal. Diagonals are equal. Diagonals are equal means if I join AC and I join BD, they are equal. So AC is equal to BD. This is the meaning of diagonals are equal. So it has got AC is equal to BD. Diagonals are equal and they bisect each other also. So each angle is a right angle. This is the property of a rectangle. Diagonals are equal means AC is equal to BD and they bisect each other means they cut each other into two equal parts. So if I call it this, then now name the parts which are equal. Which part is equal? Comment and type below the video that if diagonal is given AC is equal to BD, and now you have to tell bisecting means cut into two equal parts. So what are the two equal parts? So the two equal parts will be this part is equal to this part and this part is equal to this part. Okay, so bisect each other into two equal parts means AP is equal to BC and BP is equal to BP. So this is the property of a rectangle. So it has got all sides equal. They are parallel also, which is written here. Each angle is a right angle. So we read just now that in a parallelogram, opposite angles are equal. I told you this, opposite angles are equal. Angle A, angle A is equal to angle C. Angle A is equal to angle C was written. Same thing is there in rectangle also. Opposite angles are equal. Opposite angles are equal means angle A is equal to angle C, angle B is equal to angle D. But since each angle is a right angle, so every angle of a rectangle is 90 degrees. This is property of a rectangle. But its most commonly used property is they bisect each other. Diagonal property is mostly used because everyone knows that each angle is 90 degree, but its property of the diagonals bisect each other means cut into two equal parts are AP is equal to PC and BP is equal to DP. So when you can take screenshot of the figure and then draw it and then understand. So when you open your book, you will see the figure there, but I am explaining in simple way. Next property, next figure is third is a square. Now all of you have been studying square. So what special we will study about square is, so if this is called A, B, C, D, in a square, what is a square? So definition of a square says, square is a rectangle. When I say square is a rectangle, then what do I mean? So I mean we start with a parallelogram. We start with parallelogram, then we say that there is a rectangle. Then I am saying that there is a square. Then I will say there is a rhombus. Now what does it mean? It means that a rectangle is like a parallelogram, square is like a rectangle, but it is different. So there is some difference between rectangle and a parallelogram. There is some difference between square and rectangle that is to be applied in the question. So here you let's understand what is a property of a square. So since square is a rectangle, so all the properties of square will be there. First property is all sides are equal. All sides are equal. All sides are equal mean AB is equal to BC is equal to CD is equal to DA. How is this property different from a rectangle? See, in rectangle we said opposite sides are equal. AB is equal to BC. Then we said AD is equal to BC. So in this, a pair of opposite sides, AB is equal to DC and BC is equal to A. In one pair was equal, but in a square, everything is equal. So all sides are equal. This side is equal to this side, is equal to this side, is equal to this side. All the sides are equal. Then, what is the other property? In this also, all angles are 90. So this is not special property, but let's write it because when you say square is a rectangle means it is also having 90 degrees. So each angle is 90 degrees. So all the angles are equal. Now its another property is diagonals are equal. Now its diagonals are equal means AC is equal to BD. Diagonal AC is equal to BD. but its property is there in a square rectangle also. In a rectangle also we said that diagonals are equal. This was the rectangle, and in rectangle I said diagonals are equal. So then how is a rectangle different from a, how it is different from a square? So the difference is its diagonals are equal, and there is property, and they bisect each other also. But they bisect each other at right angles. Diagonals are equal and bisect each other at right angle. So this is the property. They bisect each other at right angle. In a square, diagonals bisect each other at right angle means if this is the point P, then this angle will be 90. Got it? So this is an important property. If I call this P, then this is 90, 90, and this is 90. So all the angles are 90. This was not there in a rectangle. This was not there in a rectangle. In a rectangle, we just said that a rectangle diagonals bisect each other. So here the angles are not 90. So we did not write anything is 90. We just wrote that diagonals bisect each other. But in a square, diagonals bisect each other also, but they bisect at 90 degrees. This is a special property of a square. Got it? So after square comes the next shape, which is a rhombus. So what is a rhombus? Now understand, it is there given in your books also. Now if I write A, B, C, D is the rhombus. So what is a rhombus? Rhombus is, again, it is a parallelogram with rectangle. A rhombus has all sides equal. AB, first property, all sides equal. AB is equal to BC is equal to CD is equal to DA. All of them are equal. This is also in square. In a square also, I said all sides are equal. Square also, AB, BC, CD, DA are equal. So I said AB, BC, CD and DA. This is equal. So this is also there in a rhombus. But how it is different? What is the difference? Here each angle is not equal. So we can say it has a pair of opposite. It has a pair of opposite angles. That means angle A will be equal to angle C and angle B is equal to angle D. So you have to see this property again. Try to understand what is the meaning. Angle A is equal to angle C and angle B is equal to angle D. So only one pair is equal. Angle A is equal to angle C and angle B is equal to angle D. All are not equal. This was there in a rhombus, in a square. So this is the difference between a square and a rhombus. Now a square has diagonal. So in a rhombus also there is a diagonal. This is a diagonal. Now what is the property of diagonal? So that is your third property. Diagonals of a rhombus also bisect each other. So why do they bisect each other? So everything which we are reading, they are bisecting each other because we read just now that parallelogram is at the top. So all these things which are given, they are having properties same as parallelogram. Rhombus is having property of parallelogram, square also, rectangle. Therefore, whatever is the property of parallelogram is also property of rectangle, is also property of square, is also property of rhombus. Okay, so diagonals of a rhombus bisect each other. But they don't bisect at 90. Or they bisect at 90. Yes, they bisect each other at 90. Because the property of this also the property of a square. In a square also diagonals bisect each other. We read this that in a square also the diagonals bisect each other. So in a in a square diagonals are equal and they bisect each other at right angle. But in a rhombus diagonals are not equal. So what is the difference? The difference is that diagonals bisect each other at 90, but I can say its diagonals are unequal. They are not of same length. They are not of same length, but they cut at 90. So this angle is 90 degree. In a rhombus, diagonals cut at 90, but they are not equal. So this is the property of some special parallelograms in which parallelogram is at the first place, then rectangle, then quadrilateral, then square, then rhombus. Next, next quadrilateral is a trapezium. So what is a trapezium? If you see the book, you will see that there is trapezium given. Now if I call it by names A, B, C, D. So a trapezium is different from a parallelogram, but it has some special property. It has only one property, and the property is a trapezium has one pair of parallel sides. It has only one pair of, nothing is equal. It has only one thing, which is AB is parallel to CD. In this, nothing is equal. Rest something may be equal, but in a trapezium, it has only one pair of parallel sides. AB is parallel to CD. It has only one pair of parallel side, AB parallel to CD. Rest, nothing is equal. So this will be easier. Only one side is parallel. And the next one is a kite. It is called kite because it is actually a kite. It looks like a kite only. And if I call the names, then A, B, C, D. It is the kite. If I join this, they are diagonal. So what is a kite? It is a four-sided figure and it is nothing is parallel. So a kite is a quadrilateral. It is also a quadrilateral. Now what is the property of a kite? A kite is a quadrilateral which has one, two. It has one pair of consecutive sides equal. Means AD is equal to DC and AB is equal to BC. It has only one pair. So this side is equal to this side. Consecutive means they are not opposite. This is not equal to this. They are not. AB and BC are not equal. AB is equal to BC. They are consecutive. They come one after the other. So it has one pair of consecutive sides equal. And second property is the diagonal. Diagonals intersect. They do not bisect. Otherwhere, everywhere we have read that intersect at 90 degrees. So this angle is 90. It also has third property. Third property will be, so I am changing the color so that you understand. Only one pair of opposite angles are equal. Angle A is equal to D and B are not equal. Only one pair of opposite angles. So if you see your book, you will see this property given that a kite is a quadrilateral which has one pair of consecutive sides equal. One pair of consecutive sides. So which pair of AD and DC, AB and BC are equal and the diagonals intersect at 90 degrees. So this angle is 90 degrees. This is 90. This is a property. So these were the special quadrilaterals and the properties which are given. These properties are used in the exercise. So when you will use this property, so you can take a screenshot of this. We did parallelogram, rectangle, square, rhombus, then we did trapezium, and then we did a kite. These are the special quadrilaterals. So first we did parallelogram, its properties. You can take screenshot of this. Then we did the next. We did a rectangle. You can take screenshot. So when you see, repeat, watch this video again carefully. When the figure comes, label the figure, take notes of what is written and revise these notes and understand. Then after that, next quadrilateral was a square. A square is a quadrilateral. Take the screenshot. The names which I have explained, they are based on the picture which I have drawn here. Then I have taken rhombus. It is a quadrilateral, which is a parallelogram. So revise what is given in the explanation. Repeat this video, understand again, take screenshot of the diagram and the names which are explained in the explanation, they are based on the same picture. Then we did trapezium and the last one was the kite. So all the names which are mentioned in the figure, they are based on the property which I have explained. These properties will be applied in the exercise. And in the exercise, there are properties given. These properties will be applied to solve the exercise. Okay. So open exercise 9.3 and see the first question. It is based on, there is a picture given. You can identify what is it. It says that it is a 9.3. In 9.3, question number 1, there is a figure It is written in the parallelogram. So they have already labeled. Complete the following sentences. It is written A, B, C, D. And you have to write AD is equal to and angle DCB is equal to. So AD means this side is equal to what? So this is equal to AD is equal to this side. So AD is equal to BC is the answer because they are opposite sides. So when you write this, give reason why. Give reason. You will not write the answer. You will give reason also. That why is AD equal to BC? Because they are opposite sides of a parallelogram. Then why is angle DCB? Let's see this angle. Angle DCB is equal to which angle? Opposite. It means this angle. So angle DCB is equal to angle DCB DAB. DAB. So angle DCB is equal to angle DAB. So why is this equal? Right. Now if you explain, you will remember what is written. So since it is a parallelogram, then AD will be equal to BC, angle DCB is equal to DAB, and in front of the explanation, you have to give reason why are they equal. So give reason why are they equal in front. Okay. Also state the property. So in the question also it says that you have to not only write, you have to give reason. Now question number 2. The measure of the angle of a parallelogram is 105. So question number 2, it says the one angle of a parallelogram is 105. So let's draw this. ABCD is a parallelogram. Its one angle is 105 degree. Its one angle is 105 degree. Find the remaining angles. So it says angle B is equal to 105 and we have to find angle A, angle C, angle D. Find three angles. Only one angle is given, you have to find all the angles. So how will you find the angle? Using property of parallelogram. So which property of parallelogram you will use? You will say in a parallelogram, opposite angles are equal. In a parallelogram, opposite angles are equal. So angle B is opposite to which angle? Yes. Angle B is equal to angle D. B is equal to angle D. So this angle becomes 105. Why? Because I have given the reason. In a parallelogram, opposite angles are equal. So reason I have given. So angle B and angle D are 105 degree. Now we have to find angle A. Angle A, how will you find? So how will you find angle A? In class 7, you did, this is a property of parallelogram, its opposite sides are parallel. So since AB is parallel to DC, AB is parallel. So if I draw this line parallel and This is called what? In class 7 you have. In a parallel line, there is a line which cuts, what is it called? A transversal. So angle A and angle D, these two angles. So if I make two lines parallel, what type of angles are they? So this angle and this angle, they are called co-interior angles. They are called co-interior angles. Co-interior angles means they are angles which are made when two lines are parallel. So these two angles total is 180. So in this side also, since this side is parallel to this side, then this angle will be co-interior. So, so since it is given drawn in like this is 105. Then the sum of A and it was D. See the figure. This is given 105. This A I have to find. So what I am doing, I am finding A. How will I find? I will write angle A plus angle D will make 180 degree. So why will the total be 180? Because they are co-interior angles. Angle A and angle D are co-interior. It means angle A is not given, but angle D is given 105 and their total is 180. So angle A becomes 180 minus 105. This is important. This angle plus this angle total is 180 because they are co-interior angle. Co-interior angles are made when there are two lines parallel. So if just now I have told you, see this explanation again. Whenever two lines are parallel, the angles made are co-interior. So angle A and angle D are co-interior. Their total will be 180. So you have to give the reason. Take screenshot of this. Angle A plus 105. Angle D is 105. So angle A comes 75 degree. So this becomes 75. Now if this angle becomes 75, if this is 75 degree we have found just now, then this will also be 75. We have got all the answers. So this angle will also become 75. Why will this be 75? Because of this opposite angles. The first property which we use will be applied here. Angle A is 75. Now I will write angle A is equal to, this is, how did I get 75? Based on this property, co-interior. And angle A will be equal to angle. The figure is A, here it is B, here it is C, so this angle. So angle A is equal to angle C is equal to 75 degree, and reason is opposite angles of a parallelogram, they are equal. So we have found all the answers, and all the answers I will write here. Angle A is how much, angle B is how much, angle C and angle D. Angle A is 75. Which angle is equal to angle A? Just now I have written C. So angle A is equal to angle C, which is 75. Angle B is 105 and angle D is 105. So we have got all four answers. And all these four are based on properties of a parallelogram and parallel line. So when you solve a question, you can see the explanation Again, watch this explanation where pause the video and take screenshot to revise again, and then come to the last part which is showing that it is in the end you must write down the answer which you have found. Then try the next question. We will meet again to continue. Okay. So till then you revise the properties and we will meet next.